In the last tutorial, we looked at publishing a simple Maven project into GitHub. So we pushed the project into GitHub, and then we made some changes in GitHub and we pulled it back. So basically, this is a simple Maven project that is already in GitHub here. And also you can see the little cylindrical orange color icon saying that it is in a repository. In this project, let's assume that we have a new project sitting in GitHub. So let's go and delete this project. So I'll go and click on, I'll first go and delete it here and say delete the repository. Also delete the working tree. So now the whole repository and the projects are gone. Now we assume that someone has already uploaded a simple Maven project and they have provided you the link. So if you go on a clone or download, you can click on the HTTPS link to the project, copy that, and now we are going to import this as a brand new project, a Git based project into Eclipse. So to do that, go File, Import, and you got to under Git, select projects from Git, say next, clone URI, next, and it says the URI is correct, or you can copy and paste it, the one you just copied, next, and we want to bring it in master. So master is the default stream, so it is a branch, but it is a default branch, and go next. And we are going to import this into C projects folder, and it will go into self-taught projects. Save. So if you got C projects, self-taught projects, at the moment if you go into the file system, there's nothing in there. C projects, there's no self-taught projects in here, and go next and import as an existing Eclipse project. So next and finish. Now if you see it, you can see simple Maven project. So you got a cylinder in there, it's repository based, it's in the repository. Then these are the source main, Java, com, so it's basically in the Maven structure. And if you go in here outside, now you can see under C projects, you can see self-taught projects here, .git, this is the local repository. So inside here you got all the metadata for the local repository, and outside the .git is a simple Maven project. And basically this is the working area, so outside the .git folder. So if you drill down here, you can see branches, local, then master. So you're on the current branch is the master, and then the remote tracking is on, and they both are on the same version 52F2BED. So you can also see the same version number here, 52F2BED. Now as part of this project, normally in a industries, what basically the code review is a key aspect. So before directly pushing your changes into GitHub, normally organizations have a process, a pull request process. So when you get your latest changes from master, so you pull everything from master, if you are going to do a bug fix or add a new feature or whatever, it is a best practice to create a new branch, do your changes in that branch, push that branch to the GitHub, then you have to create something called a pull request. So when you do a pull request, you are saying, I want somebody to review my changes in my feature branch or a bug fix branch or whichever. And once you are happy with it, merge those changes into the master. So you can assign 2 or 3 or maybe the team lead, whoever is going to review your code, and if he or she is happy with it, and going to approve the pull request, and then your changes from the feature branch gets merged into the master. So let's do that here as an exercise. So first step is we need to go and create another branch. So you click on master, then you click on create branch. So I'm going to call it a feature A. So I'm creating a new feature. And okay, you can see now the tick is in the feature A. That means feature A is your current branch, not the master. Now any change you make is going to go to the feature A. So now I go into my tutorial hello world.app, and I'm going to add a new feature. So let's just do a system.out.println as if I'm adding a new feature. So I will say new feature branch. So we got the new feature branch, feature A. Now I'll go and save this. Now if I switch over, so this change is in the feature A. So now if I go and right click on it and say check out the master, it is still showing the same because we have not checked in. So now this is in our local workspace. So I need to first go and check in. So let's switch back to the master branch. So check out the master. So the change is being saved. Now I need to go and right click on this, or right click on the project, and then say team commit. And if we go into the commit section here, you can see hello world.java. So a new feature, and then I say commit, and now we are ready to push those changes. Now you can see the SHA token number, or a SHA ID for the commit is now different. It's now FDEA6E7, where the master is still on the old one, which is F2FBED. So now if you go and check out from a feature A, then you go and check out the master, you will not see the change that we did, because we did not make the change in master, we did the change in feature. So the way the branches work in Git is that it's more like a pointer. So basically the feature A pointer is pointing to the latest revision here, which is latest snapshot, which is FDEA6E7, whereas the master is on the one previous one. So if you go into the history, you can see this 52F2BED is where the master is still pointing to. But since then it has moved. Now you got a feature A which is pointing to a new one, FDEA6E7, which is not here yet. Once we push it, we will see that. So now we have already committed this. So let's go and switch this to check out this to the feature branch. And then I'm going to push this change into GitHub. So if you go and look at the GitHub, that change will not be there because it's still in the local repository. So if you go source, so if you look at the one in GitHub, it's still got two system output line. It hasn't got the new one because we haven't pushed it yet. So let's go here and right click on it and say push feature branch and next. So we are basically pushing the feature branch next. And also it's important to note that we don't have any branches in here. We only have master here. So I'll go here and let me push. It'll come up with this feature A, new branch as a comment, and say OK. Let's go and click on refresh here. Now we are still on master, so that's why it hasn't got the new line in. So let's go and see whether the new branch has come through. Here we go. Now we can see feature A and master. We got two branches. So let's switch to feature A. And here you can see the new feature that you have pushed. Now you have pushed the new feature that you have worked on. And a code review process required. So let's go and create a pull request. So from here, the pull request, click on pull request. So basically you're saying somebody, okay, I've created a new feature now. You go and review this code. If you're happy with it, you accept my feature. And when you accept the feature, it'll automatically merge the changes. The change set will go from the feature branch into the master branch. So the master branch will be up to date as the feature branch. If you're not happy with my changes, there are some code review issues, the coding were not done to the best practice and so on, then the approver will reject and you will work on the feature branch again. You will incorporate the recommendations made and then push the feature branch again and create another pull request. So basically what you're doing is you're incorporating the code review process into this checking in and check out and this version control process. So I'll go and click on it, create a pull request. So I click on new pull request, and you want to go from base and you want to go to the feature branch. So you want to go from feature branch to the master. So your base is master and you want to compare it against feature A and you want to merge it. So now you can say one file changed and I'll say create a pull request. So we saw earlier in the master we didn't have the additional change, it was only in the feature A. So we go and create a pull request. So you go a new feature A added by user 1, just to differentiate it. You can leave a comment in there, feature as requested, then you say create a pull request. Okay, so now there has been a pull request created, and just to make sure you go and look at the code. If you go and look at the master, source main hello world.java, there's no additional line here. You go and look at your feature and there's an additional line here. Now we go to the pull requests and there's one pull request here. Click on it, a new feature A added by user 1, merge the pull request, confirm merge. Okay, so now we're happy with it, accepted it, and we have confirmed the pull request. And now you go into the code, master simple Maven project, source main Java, my tutorial, and hello world.java. Here we go. Now you can see the new change here. Now we will pull this change because the master has changed now, and which is in FDEA6E7. So let's go here and we'll go and see. If you look at the master, so you right click on it and check out the master. So it still hasn't got the line here. You check out the feature, got the line in here. So let's switch to master. And now when I do a pull request, it's going to synchronize my local repository with the master. So it'll do the master local with master remote repository. So let's click on this and say pull. You can fetch and merge or you can pull and say okay. Here we go, your master, and you got that new print line, new feature branch, feature A, it's in there, and it's in version 2DE. And if you look inside the history here, you can say there's a feature A, that was a different branch, we branched it off here, and then we created a pull request here, and we merged. So this is the master branch, so we split here, we created a new branch called feature A, we did a commit on feature A, and then we created a pull request and we merged back into the master here. So now the master has got the same as the feature A. Now we are done with the feature. We can go and delete the feature branch. The feature branch, you go and right click on here, say delete branch. Before we do that, let's go right click on here, then we got to select. So you need to be in a branch that you don't want to delete, so you switch to master here. Feature A is the branch that you want to delete. So now you're on master and you want to delete the feature A, and you go to remote tracking, right click on it, and then click delete branch. So what you need to be doing here is right click on here, you select remote, push, and you will be using the same origin URI, that's correct. Next, and here add delete reference specification. So here you need to select the feature A branch, add to spec. So here says you're going to delete reference head feature A branch, and then you go next, select feature A deleted, and then you click on finish, and you select OK, and this should delete the branch. So now you go to GitHub, do a refresh here, and you can only see the master branch. The feature A branch has been deleted. So you can also right click here and then delete it from here as well. Now the feature branch is gone in your local repository as well as in the remote repository, and you can't see it anymore. So now we're going to work on another change or whatever, create another branch called feature B or bugfix 123 or whatever, and repeat the same process with a pull request. So that will be kind of a life cycle to make changes, get it reviewed, and do a pull request and merge that into the master. So what you have seen now is made a change in here, and you can still go there and you can see what you have changed, and that's a new line, that's a new feature that you added. Let's complete this tutorial with how will we go and delete the whole project. Say you want to delete the whole project and push those changes into GitHub as well. So what do you do now? Here you go select delete. So right click on it, delete project contents on disk, say OK. Your repository is still there, go and right click on it, commit, and commit is now saying everything is kind of getting deleted. Select everything, right click and add to index. So index is basically the staging area, and we say deleting the whole project, and you do a commit, and then right click on it again and say git push branch master. So push those changes to the master now, and just say finish. Now you go and refresh it, and the project is no longer there. You go to the self.projects, track back again, and your project is gone. So you have no more projects here. You have deleted the projects. So that's all for this tutorial.